Well, for the last couple of months, everyone has been focused on the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic on the local and regional area. However, it is also a global pandemic. One thing that we tend not to think about how this affects the local situation is how the people are affected who are not local. This includes people who have got vacation properties in the area that they cannot get to. I'm Bill Visser. I'm the community producer for Council on Action here on your TV. Today, I'm joined by my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Mike and Martha Skladanek, from their home just outside of Baltimore in Towson, Maryland. And they have a cottage just north of Kingston that is their vacation home. And right now, they're at home, not at the cottage. Mike, Martha, welcome and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for having us.
Hey, great stuff. So, are you missing the cottage?
Yes.
Absolutely. You know, we would have been there over Memorial Day weekend opening up. And like Martha said, we'd probably be coming home today. We're absolutely missing it. You know, we love it up there. It's beautiful.
Okay. So what normally would have you had completed by now? Like, as you said, you would have been up there for the weekend. So what would have been done by now?
We would have put the water on, got our dock in the water, cleaned the cottage, and just enjoyed ourselves. Enjoyed the quiet and the peace and the loons and everything.
Yeah. So how is this situation? How is it going to affect your cottage? Well, it obviously is affecting your cottage plans right now that you can't go, but how will it continue to affect over the next little while?
Well, we'll just have to see with the shutdown. You know, we can't get up there until they lift the restrictions, obviously. So, you know, we want to get up there as soon as possible. We want to stay safe and keep everyone up there safe as well. Mm-hmm. So it's, you know, we're on shutdown just like everyone else. We're kind of, stay at home right now.
Yeah. A number of municipalities have asked that cottage owners actually not come to their cottage. The reason being that should there become a COVID-19 based emergency, they may not be able to handle the load because, well, during vacation time, their population swells, doubles, or more. Now, this is a request, not a directive. But still, how do you feel about this?
I think it's reasonable. I think it's, very appropriate. I think the hospitals and the communities are obviously smaller, can't handle large influx of sick people, probably don't have the ventilator support for that. So I think it's appropriate.
Yeah, we have great respect for the local people, and the businesses, and, we want to keep them safe as well as keep ourselves safe. We're just trying to do our part.
Okay, and you both have a different perspective on this. Martha is a medical professional in nursing, and Mike, you are involved in sales of medical grade equipment, devices, and what have you. So I know that you guys have got a different perspective on this than probably a lot of people. So the U.S.-Canadian border is closed right now, and the next decision point is scheduled for June 21. If the border opened at that time, what do you think your summer plans would be?
Well, I think we'd come up as soon as we could, and get the cottage open, and enjoy as much time as we can up there. We just spend, our vacations up there, various times throughout the year, a week or a little bit, short of a week, a few times throughout the year. So we'd probably come up as soon as we could and open the cottage.
Okay. Well, by the same token, by when would the border need to be opened for you to even consider, yes, we actually are going to go to a cottage and enjoy it? When's the, bad choice of words, but when's the drop dead date?
I don't know. I guess that's up to your prime minister, isn't it?
No. When do you think that for yourself you may say, okay, borders open, it's no longer worth it to go, or would that even happen at all?
I don't think we have one, Bill. I think even if we couldn't get up there until the fall, like I told Martha today, we'd still go up for an extended weekend. Maybe we wouldn't put the water in. Maybe the dock doesn't need to be in. We just want to be there and really enjoy it. Mm-hmm. So we probably, go up regardless of, when the date is, and just spend some time. We find it so relaxing, and that's our main vacation spot.
Okay. To get to the cottage, you will need to deal with the health regulations of Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York State, and then finally Ontario. Does going through this many areas with different rules, does this intimidate you at all in traveling?
No, not now. Now that things have opened up, before there were restrictions on quarantine times per state, but now that the states have opened up, I don't think that's as much as an issue as it would have been, last month.
No, the border's the main issue.
Right.
We would just, on our typical trip, we stop 2 or 3 times just for rest areas, fill up for gas before we cross the border, and then we're off to the cottage. So, we don't spend a lot of time. We don't stop and eat meals or anything like that. So we would just be in our car the whole time, windows up and safe.
No party bus.
Okay. I do know that you like to use the cottage as a training opportunity for your dog Gracie to enter the water dog competitions. Have you been able to find alternate training venues for this?
We do. There's some local areas that have dock diving. She does, dock diving primarily, and some field training. So we've been able to find some areas for her to do that. And primarily at the cottage, it's not so much training; it's just fun for her. I mean, it's just
Loves it.
it's just her time to do as much dock diving, jumping in the water as she wants to. So, she's going to miss it more than us, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, speaking of missing, what is it about the cottage that you miss the most right now?
I think for me, I'm missing just being there because I love it so much. We have wonderful neighbors there who we keep in touch with, and they're there and missing us. They send us emails practically daily, and missing time with you, Bill, and your family, because you guys always come and visit us, so that's always great. And just being there.
Yeah, I would say like everything that the typical cottage life has to offer. Just campfires and quiet. Fishing, I love fishing. Playing crokinole, seeing some of our friends that we only get to talk to and email during the year. So it's all the typical, no different than the Canadians that go to the cottages, what they love about it.
Okay, well, listen, I know that your neighbors do miss you because the times that we have visited, I've always noticed a wonderful sense of community there, and you're lucky to have that.
Yes.
As I understand it, now you don't live in Baltimore. You live in Baltimore County. You actually live in Towson, which is outside of Baltimore.
North of Baltimore.
Sorry?
North of Baltimore, yes.
North, yeah. I understand that Baltimore, and actually the whole state, they're under a stay-at-home restriction right now. So how is all of this affecting you?
Well, actually, our Governor Hogan, has recently lifted most of the restrictions. They're calling it's not a stay at home right now, it's a safer at home restriction. So, most of the shops that were closed before that were considered non-essential, like barbershops and restaurants, they're open, but they have restrictions on how many people they can seat or have in their store at one time. It's basically kind of, stay at home if you need to really go out and get your hair cut, make an appointment. But most of the people in our area are still being very careful and staying at home. We see our neighbors, but most of them are working from home like we are. Well, Martha as a nurse has to go in, but they're staying at home and being very careful.
Okay, that's interesting. The phrasing that you use there is safer at home. I do know we all watch the news, and we see a lot of people saying, "Well, you can't tell me I have to stay at home." But just changing that word to safer at home sounds so much softer and much more cooperative. Who knows? Maybe if that was used, maybe there'll be less pushback. What do you think?
There hasn't been much pushback in our state. I know other states have had a lot, but there's been a little here, but not like other states. So I think our governor's done an excellent job.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Alrighty. Well, listen, This sounds really great. I know that Sarah and the boys, they miss seeing you guys. I know that they want to play with Gracie and help her run off the dock and what have you. I know that all this stuff is happening, and hopefully before the end of the summer, you guys will be able to come up and join us, and we'll join you, and we'll have fun. So thank you very much for joining me, sharing some of your thoughts.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Yep,
Take care of yourself
safe.
and be safe.
Wash
Good luck
your hands, Bill.
Good luck with the show. You're doing a great job. I love it.
Thank you. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.